From the Mount Washington Radio Group Online Newsroom, I'm Gare McKenzie. Town leaders hope for a large turnout of voters today as Conway residents complete the town meeting process. Polls are open until 7 o'clock tonight at the Conway Community Building, East Main Street in Center Conway. Conway's annual report for 2013, copies of which are available in the town offices, libraries, and certain stores around town, contains a voter's guide listing each article to be voted on and a worksheet. Voters will consider a proposed town operating budget of about $10,190,000. Here's Conway Town Manager Earl Sires.
That's about a $500,000 increase over last year, which is around 5%. And there's also a variety of warrant articles that total about $1.1 million. So you're really looking at $11+ million decisions for Tuesday. Operating budget increases really are stemming from employee costs, health insurance increases, staffing, particularly in the police department. Over the last several years, the voters have approved adding police officers, and so that is an expense that we need to fund this year.
If voters reject the proposed budget amount, the default budget amount is about $60,000 less. Voters will also be asked if they favor a tax cap, limiting the amount of local taxes raised to 10% of what was raised the previous year. This is Article 27, submitted by petition. It is not recommended by the Conway Board of Selectmen or the Municipal Budget Committee. A 3/5 majority vote is required to pass. Selectmen and the Budget Committee both recommend passage of Article 15, a request to provide $10,000 to support the airport in Freiburg, Maine, called the Eastern Slope Airport. Here's Sires again.
It's been placed on the warrant by the selectmen. It's not one of the petitioned nonprofits. There's been a lot of discussion. A very good case has been made by local community groups for the importance both to private industry, for medical flights, and to the future of the valley economically.
Voters will be asked if they favor spending just more than $200,000 to support various local nonprofits. In school voting, the proposed Conway School District budget for the 2014-2015 school year is about $33,849,000. The default budget amount is about $78,000 less. The school ballot asks voters if they favor a tax cap on budget tiers of 2.5% raised in local taxes over the amount raised in the prior fiscal year. This is Article 13. It is not recommended by the school board, but is recommended by the Budget Committee. A 3/5 majority is required to pass. The Conway School District mailed out a school ballot worksheet with each article to be considered, including explanations and space for note-taking. Voters can register at the polls today and are reminded to bring a valid photo ID with them. In Maine news, lawmakers have rejected Governor Paul LePage's proposal to reduce the amount of money the state refunds some cities to run their welfare programs. The Senate voted 22-12 yesterday to kill the bill introduced by the Republican governor. It failed in the House last week. The bill would have standardized the reimbursement rate at 50% across all cities for general assistance, the all-purpose welfare program run by cities and towns. Some cities like Portland and Bangor currently get reimbursed for 90% of the costs if they reach a certain threshold. The governor's administration says the amount the state pays municipalities is unsustainable. The administration estimated the measure could save Maine nearly $4 million, but critics said it would merely have shifted that cost onto property taxpayers. In sports, the New Hampshire Fisher Cats and the Portland Sea Dogs were rained out in Philadelphia and New Jersey yesterday and will try to play again today. Connecticut has won its second NCAA title in 4 years, beating Kentucky 60-54 in the championship game last night. The Lady Huskies get their chance tonight, going up against Notre Dame in their championship game in Nashville. And the Red Sox snapped a 3-game losing streak with a 5-1 win over the Texas Rangers last night. In the weather, a flood watch in effect through this evening for southern Carroll County in New Hampshire, southern Oxford County in Maine, and Cumberland County in Maine. Cloudy with rain and patchy fog today, mainly this morning. Highs of the lower 50s. East winds around 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20 this morning, becoming light. Becoming partly cloudy tonight, lows in the lower to mid-30s. West winds around 10, and mostly sunny on Wednesday. Highs in the upper 30s. From the Mount Washington Radio Group Online Newsroom, I'm Gary McKenzie.